Hi everyone, I'm Craig Collins and this is the What the Warehouse show. With me today I have Natie Smith. He's out of Johannesburg and he works in a company called Hendler and Hart. Natie, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Craig.
So Natie, tell me a little bit about yourself. How did you get into the logistics and supply chain industry?
It started off when I was a warehouse manager. Then I went into the courier industry where I managed 2 companies. And then I went back into distribution in luggage. And then I ended my venture currently at a distribution company that manufacture pots for local distribution.
Okay. So the company that you're with is called Hendler and Hart. I've seen the pot labels, the red pot labels around, so I know the brand. But tell me about the company. What do you guys actually do? Do you manufacture and distribute?
Correct. The company is 150 years old. We manufacture locally, and we also one of the agents for TIFA.
Okay.
Yes, so we cover quite a big variety of products, but yeah, it's an exciting industry to be in.
And then you guys distribute across most of Southern Africa, don't you?
Correct, yes.
Right.
We
do you
do
have
locally and cross-border?
Now, so the TFL products, are you importing those or are you manufacturing them in South Africa as well?
Importing from France.
Right. And so within your warehouse operation, that means that you've got the dual handling of both importing of containers and bringing the product in, as well as internal manufacturing. Is the manufacturing plant on the same site?
Yes, everything is on one site. It's just easier to manage it that way.
Right, of course. And your distribution operations, do you have additional distribution warehouses around Africa, or are you selling to other distributors?
No, we distribute straight out of our premises, and fortunately we have the network to accommodate that. So we deliver directly to the client.
Okay, so yeah, it's interesting because I've traveled quite a bit and I've seen your brand in shops all over Africa. You go to Botswana and there's a shop and they've got the Hart products there. Yeah.
Yes. No, it's a well-known brand, but yeah, it's come a long way as well.
Okay, so let's zoom into what you do in the warehouse and the challenges. What keeps you up at night? What's the nightmare in the warehouse?
Efficiency. You always try to optimize the efficiency. So you try to make the most out of each day and try to satisfy all the clients across the board.
Now, would you say that efficiency is, where's your focus? Is it around the process or around the people?
I think it has to be covered in every aspect, from the receiving of manufacturing items to the paperwork trail, trying to speed that up and getting it to the consumer as quickly as possible.
Okay. So your focus is really around the process and looking at how to optimize and improve the process, as opposed to looking at how effective the people are, or measuring how many picks the people do, or do you do both?
All of that.
Okay.
Yeah, so we try to get out about 3 to 4 links nationally a day.
Right.
And then obviously cross-border as well.
Okay.
And that's on a daily basis.
Right. What's the nature of your orders? Are they mainly distribution orders, large orders, or do you also have end customer orders like an e-commerce fulfillment?
I've got all that. I've got your chain stores and individual clients, as well as online orders.
Right.
We cover all those bases.
Okay, so that entire omni-channel operation has to be covered in your warehouse. How many people do you have, or staff do you have in the warehouse?
I've got about 20 people.
Right.
They work very efficiently. And yeah, we time is a currency that's not lovely spread, if I can put it like that, but yeah, it keeps us on our toes.
Okay, so then tell me about the technology that you guys use. Do you use any barcode scanning, warehouse management? What is your accounting system, that type of thing?
We are in the process of that, but we have some challenges with we're experiencing load shedding.
Yeah,
so the problem going over to that is it's electrical reliant.
right.
So that is a bit of a setback, but we are in the process of converting to that.
Okay.
So we want to basically scan our production in and then scan it out on invoices.
Right. And what accounting system do you use?
ACPAC.
Oh, okay. Okay. So Sage 300s, the old ACPAC system. Yeah. But at the moment you're not actually scanning or using scanners in picking or anything like that.
Yeah, we've got our generators and stuff, but that's purely focused on the accounting department and the manufacturing plant.
Okay.
So I'll just wait when the time arrives. Then I'll convert to more upgraded scanning procedure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's one of the areas that we focus on quite a lot because of the efficiency gains and also the ability to then monitor the process and start to see exactly where you can optimize time.
Well, not only that, it also allows you to have real-time stock count figures.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. And do you see the business growing? I mean, is there an increase in volume and an increase in growth, or is it fairly flat at the moment?
There is a growth in it, but there's always potential for more.
Right.
So yeah, you can always grow. That you just have to go hunt the new business.
Yeah. So South Africa, and for those viewers who don't know, South Africa are encountering what we call load shedding, but other places call it rolling blackouts. And in some days, I was chatting to one of my colleagues yesterday, and they have 8 hours of load shedding in one day, 8 hours with no power. It's actually crazy, and yet they are still growing because the economy is not growing. The economy is flatlined, but there are individual businesses and individuals that are still growing and making do, it speaks to the resilience of the South African business person, where you just make a plan, get on with doing the stuff, and it means that you have a meeting at 7 o'clock at night because you didn't have power at 4 o'clock. Well, that's okay too.
Yeah, we're quite flexible.
Yeah, it's I think the people that I feel most sorry for are people with the big engineering shops and manufacturing operations where they can't run their machines, and now your entire shift is sitting there and you can't operate, and it's very difficult, like in an engineering shop, to put a lathe onto a generator.
Yeah, no, there's some challenges, but we are quite blessed with our people. We are quite passionate about what we do. Right. So we do, how can I put it? We are flexible. So we adjust with the scenarios that arises.
Yeah, I think, and that's the nature of the South. Yeah, that's the nature of the South African, is that everyone will actually just pitch in and get stuff done because it has to be done.
Yes. Yeah, no way.
Okay, Natie, I think it's a good story. It speaks to the resilience of business in South Africa and the fact that it's growing. So where can our viewers find out more about the business? What is the website for your company? Do you have
I think it's www.hendleranhart.co.za.
Okay, so search for Hendler and Hart and take a look at what these guys do. And it's pots, pans manufacturing, as well as the distribution of the T-file brand in South Africa, so as well as in Southern African countries. So Natie, it was great to chat to you. Thanks very much for coming on the show. And you know, I think the lessons that we can gain from these types of chats are, you know, go out there and just carry on doing it, make it happen, look for those small improvements every day, and you ultimately are going to get growth and get the improvements that you're looking for.
Thanks for having me, Craig. It was a pleasure.
Excellent. Thanks everyone for tuning into What the Warehouse Show. Check out granitewms.com for our warehouse management product, and look forward to the next interview.